There's been a lot of crying after Devin Haney retains his undisputed titles, defeated Lomachenko, but I'm here to tell you, Lomachenko has only himself to blame. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego Unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Lomachenko has only himself to blame for his loss, not getting the undisputed titles. And I can go different ways in this video, but the reason I'm going to start like this is because I'm Boxingego and I can. Lomachenko has a history of fights like this. In fact, Lomachenko was asked in the build-up to this fight about his losses, and he said to the media during a media scrum that he personally believes he has 0 losses. No one has ever beat him, even though we know that's cap. Because while Lomachenko is saying he has 0 losses, I think he should have not 2, but 3 losses before he even fought Devin Haney. And then after Devin Haney, depending on how you score that fight, that would be a 4th one. These fights are, of course, his second fight with Orlando Salido, second pro fight. Then he fought against Teofimo, lost that clearly, gave up the first 6 rounds, and keep that in mind. That's going to be a theme throughout this video. His last fight with Jermaine Ortiz, I thought he lost it. And here's an indication. Old media made a bunch of excuses for Lomachenko in victory. So anytime a fighter and his base and old media has to make excuses for you when you win, it's because you won either A, controversially, or you didn't look that great in victory. I.e., Canelo payday, you won payday, I know that, versus John Ryder. That's a very recent example of this. Yes, Canelo won, but based on who he was in there with and given the competition, people expected him to look a lot better. Therefore, people said, oh, he was testing out his hand, and, you know, it was because he was fighting at home. There's a lot of pressure and blah, 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 blah. Same thing with Lomachenko. When Lomachenko fought Jermaine Ortiz, it was like, oh, he just got back from the war. He wasn't acclimated and, you know, he wasn't ready. Notice great fighters like Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather, they continued to win until they retired. They didn't have to make these excuses. We all know Floyd Mayweather in the Cotto fight, he knew he was going to have to do a jail stint for the first time, you know, in his life for 3 months or so. So he's entering a dangerous fight with a Hall of Famer like Miguel Cotto, and he knows he has to go to jail after that, right? He got sued, right, the week of the Maidana fight. Very dangerous fight with Maidana, who had just beaten Adrian Broner, nearly stopped Broner. Floyd Mayweather, his ex, actually decides to sue him and alleges all these different things. She did that, and it was announced the week of the fight. So we know fighters have went into fights with mad distractions, but old media only wants to make excuses for certain people. Now, the reason why I'm saying Lomachenko only has himself to blame is because he has a patterned history. It's not like one time this has happened. This has happened again. Lomachenko said, let him tell it, he has no losses. So he's leaving something to the imagination. And it's funny to me that people have such a difficult time dealing with this concept that Vasyl Lomachenko could lose when he has multiple losses. Don't let that go over your head. Let me say it again. How come old media and boxing fans act like it's inconceivable for Lomachenko to lose when he already has losses? It's not like Floyd Mayweather or Ward, like I said, or Kawasaki or somebody like that, who is undefeated and then you see him lose for the first time. We've seen Lomachenko lose his second pro fight. It's really not that big of a mystery. I mean, this is done. He has 20 fights and he has 3 losses, arguably 4 losses. His record really is not that good. Name a time in boxing history where you've ever seen somebody with a record like 20-3 get as much praise as Lomachenko. Bob Arum saying, Lomachenko, he's like better than Muhammad Ali. Like, you've never seen it, especially with the black fighter. You have never in life seen a black fighter with a 20-3 record get praised and called greater than Sugar Ray Leonard, greater than Floyd Mayweather, greater than Muhammad Ali, and all these other past greats, and the best fighter I've ever seen. And he doesn't even have a good resume. People are holding on to Lomachenko's amateur record. But if he wanted to stay an amateur, he could have stayed an amateur. Meanwhile, you have people like Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields did exactly what Lomachenko has done as an amateur. She's a two-peat, 2-time gold medalist. But guess what Clarissa Shields is not doing? Losing in boxing, leaving anything up for the imagination. It's simply put, she's winning and she's looking good doing it. And guess what? Unlike Lomachenko, she's been undisputed and she continues to prove herself. She's fighting bigger people. Her last fight was Savannah Marshall. She fought in the UK where Savannah Marshall is from, and she was dog walking her, got off to an early start. Lomachenko is doing the opposite. He's giving up pivotal rounds and getting beat up for the first 5-6 rounds. And then, you know, based on great conditioning or I guess strategy game plan, he's trying to flurry and then turn it up in the second chapter or the second half, the third and fourth act of the fight. And then when he loses to Teofimo, when he loses to a guy like Devin Haney, when people are saying he lost to Jermaine Ortiz, he doesn't understand why. The other thing that is hilarious is the inconsistency from boxing fans. Boxing fans frequently say this in the comment section. Oh, look at this guy's face after the fight. Well, guess what? Look at Lomachenko's face after the fight. And people say Devin Haney's pillow fisted. His face had a lot of marking. His face looked definitely worse than Devin Haney. But now all of a sudden, nobody wants to do the eye test to see who has the most facial damage. All these things, all these like mechanisms and methods of judging a fight now are out the window when it's certain fighters. Here's another one. When certain guys win and it's controversial and they're old media darlings, people say, no, but that guy was a champion. You got to do more to beat the champion. You got to really beat the champion and really take the belts. Well, guess what? Devin Haney entered the fight as an undisputed champion, and he defended once against George Kambosos based on the rematch clause. And all that, you got to do more to beat the champion, all that's out the window when Lomachenko loses, you know, and people are screaming it's a robbery. Listen, it was a close fight. I'm not mad if you had it either way, if you had it a draw, but that needs to be indicated. A lot of people are continuing to cry, and I'm loving it. I'm actually loving looking at the tears because guess what? The history books will show Devin Haney is the youngest undisputed champion, age whatever, 23 whenever he did it, and it'll show that he beat Lomachenko. So all the cries and tears on Twitter and things like that really won't have any impact on the history books. So you guys can continue to cry, but I truly blamed Lomachenko for his performance because he keeps getting off to these sluggish starts. Here's the other thing. How do you keep making the same mistakes and then you blame the judges and blame other people? If you were a businessman and you keep forgetting your briefcase at home, then guess what? Maybe you should do something about it. If you're a photographer and every time you go out to let's say you cover boxing, your camera ends up getting stolen, then guess what? It's up to you. You know thieves exist and you keep getting your equipment stolen. You got to figure out, maybe I should put some air tags on it. Maybe I should keep my backpack with me. Maybe I should, do this. Maybe I should not bring this. Maybe I should do, what I'm saying? It's up to you the point I'm making is up to you to figure out a solution to whatever problems life throws at you. Lomachenko keeps getting in these fights where he's giving up way too many early rounds and then he's complaining when he loses. It's just that doesn't really work. Devin Haney broke off to a great big lead, and had he not done that, then Lomachenko could have won the fight, even on the judges' scorecards. But he waits, and then, then tries to zap you when I guess you get tired in the second half. Against elite guys, this is how he's fighting, and then it doesn't play out. You can't really cry about that. That's why boxing. And then here's the other thing. Here's another pattern. Lomachenko keeps waiting the first half of the fight, pretty inactive, losing rounds, and then he's losing pivotal championship rounds like the 12th round. If you look at this fight with Devin Haney, the tenor was identical to the Teofimo fight, which is why I said in the title, I'm blaming Lomachenko, right? Teofimo won the first 6 rounds. Devin Haney won most of the first 5 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, however you scored it. He won most of them. And Teofimo and Devin Haney alike, the younger fighters who were fighting Lomachenko, Loma did better in the mid to late rounds, but he lost the 12th round on both of those fights. If you go back and watch it, Teofimo beat Lomachenko. It looked like he was going to stop Lomachenko in the 12th round. And then Devin Haney had his worst round in round 11, came back, showed immense heart, and fought his butt off in the 12th round. And definitely, I thought he won and pulled out the 12th round. So again, these are the flaws that Lomachenko keeps showing in fights, and then people are acting surprised when his record shows 3 losses. Again, to me, he should have 4 losses in 20 fights, which is a horrible resume. If we're really being honest, he has like a journeyman resume. He did the same thing with Salido. Salido broke off to an early lead. He almost stopped Salido in the 12th round, but almost doesn't count, like Brandy said. That's word to Brandy Norwood. So Lomachenko keeps getting into this habit of starting slow, and letting people dictate the pace of the fight, and then he's trying to turn up, but it's too little too late. You have never once. Floyd Mayweather is allegedly not as good as Lomachenko. Let old media and the race fans tell it. They say Lomachenko is the best ever, better than Pretty Boy Floyd, better than Money Mayweather, etc., etc. So if you really truly believe that, then ask yourself, why did Floyd have almost 2 times as many fights as 3 times, almost 3x the fights of Lomachenko? He's 50-0. Lomachenko's 20-3, really should be 20-4. So he has way more fights as a pro, and he's never lost. In addition, you have never seen Floyd Mayweather at such a disposition or such a deficit where the 12th round was a must-win round. Lomachenko keeps getting in these fights where the 12th round is much needed for him to try to secure it. He should not be going into the 12th round feeling completely confident. Like Floyd, he could fight against Canelo Alvarez and totally give up the 12th round because he knows he did so much great work throughout the fight. He doesn't really need the 12th round. Floyd could fight Robert Guerrero and give up the 12th round. He doesn't need it. Lomachenko keeps having these tooth and nail fights where he can't really show true separation and then complaining when it doesn't work. Lomachenko is one of the biggest crybabies in the sport of boxing. He's in denial, saying he's never lost. Like, not even just the Devin Haney fight, because different people feel different things, but the T.O., he don't think he lost ever. But surprise, he lost. We unpacked. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We work it.